Radio Rahim here with UK royalty, George Groves. Yeah, you're a fight fan now, man. Coming to check out the big shows at the O2 Arena. And a big one happens this Saturday night with Vasyl Lomachenko's first professional defense of a world title here in London. What do you expect to see Saturday night for Lomachenko and Campbell?
Well, everyone's excited about Lomachenko. I'm excited about Campbell. So Campbell's training out at McGuigan's gym, my old coach. I've known Luke since we were 14, 15 years old. I've travelled the world with him. I've seen just how good Luke Campbell is. And here in the UK, it's been it's almost a foregone conclusion that Campbell's been writ off, but we know something different. And I'm looking forward to, for me, one of the best fights to ever take place in the UK. You know, the amount of talent that's going to be on show in that main event, and the ability that each fighter possesses is not to be missed. So it's not going to be a walk in the park for Lomachenko. I'm excited to see him. I want to see him come and put it all on the line, but Campbell's ready. This is his moment. He's in fantastic shape. He's in the right mindset. He's ready to go, and he wants to collect all the belts.
Yeah, you're no stranger to being written off and proving people wrong. You talk about your relationship with Luke and how long it's been. When you're in those quiet moments before a fight like this takes place and knowing the pressure that comes with being in the main event at the O2 Arena and knowing that the guy is such a big underdog, what kind of a wisdom do you impart to him based on the experience you've had in this game?
Yeah, well, what I've told him is that What Campbell's got that I had, that loads of other fighters have got that you can't teach, is like that self-belief, that confidence, that you just know. What was difficult in this sort of situation is dealing with the opinions. You know, this sport is fueled by opinion, and everyone's opinion is that Luke Campbell does not stand a chance. And if you do speak positively of Campbell, then you're either on a Matchroom payroll, on a Sky payroll, or someone else's payroll. So, he just needs to deal with that kind of situation and don't put any energy or any thought process towards that at all, and just keep focused on himself. He knows that he has to be sharp, physically, but also mentally on the night. Give nothing away. Be ready to change and adapt throughout the fight. But he's got that big fight experience now. He's been there. He's challenged, and he's still got that hunger deep inside, burning inside him. He wants to go out and achieve it. And I said to him, this is a gift. This is you've got the chance not just to become a world champion, but to beat the best guy there is. To be and collect all the belts. It's all there for you. So he's definitely in a fantastic place. And for him, if I was him, when I was in those situations, you're just counting down the minutes now because you want to get in there and get the job done.
Well, this might be the year of huge upsets if this were to take place this year. Just a few months ago, we saw another guy who was written off, who had no chance, that had an opportunity to come collect all the belts and walk away, was shaking up the world. Andy Ruiz took those belts from Joshua. I wonder what you think might happen in Saudi Arabia in December.
Yeah, well, I thought, like everyone else, I thought it'd be a foregone conclusion that Joshua would beat Ruiz comfortably. I felt that he wasn't right. I'm not part of the Joshua camp. I don't know what went on behind closed doors, but he didn't seem right on the night. He's denied that. And for me, an ideal situation would be bring it back to the UK, take whatever rights you had. You could have had it in Cardiff or wherever else you wanted it. Have that home advantage, make Ruiz travel to you. The fact he's gone to Saudi Arabia, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion now that he's going to recoup his belts. It makes it much more interesting, and maybe it's down to who copes best with travelling to Saudi Arabia. I've been there. It's a funny old place to box. It's a weird atmosphere. Not necessarily a negative atmosphere, but it's something different that you've got to contend with. And considering it was, we assume, a mental problem that was Joshua's problem last time, he didn't seem focused, didn't seem switched on. He made a few mistakes. He's going to have to eradicate that for the rematch. We know that, otherwise he pays the ultimate price. Let's see if he can go out there and do it. But I think it adds an extra layer of interest.
So, with all that said, is the location of Saudi Arabia, which Joshua obviously could have turned down, is that a mistake?
I think it's a mistake. I feel knowing the little I know of Rob McCracken and who's pretty much his boxing team, I'm pretty sure he would have campaigned for home advantage here in the UK. Then he could have done his whole camp in the UK. Wouldn't have to worry about travelling, jet lag, getting ill, stuff like that. Ruiz, I don't know how well he's travelled. I know he boxed Parker away from home and lost, but that was a close decision. So, he seems to take things in his stride. Maybe he'll take going to Saudi Arabia in his stride. It's down to whoever deals with the travelling best.
Last week we saw one of your countrymen take a long road out there to Russia and contend well until the 11th round with Sergey Kovalev. What did you make of that fight and Yard's performance?
Yard has definitely got an enormous amount of talent. You know, he's definitely a great athlete, and I admire the fact that he wanted his shot, so he took it. You know, he went out to Russia for it. You know, and Kovalev, you know, whether he's on the decline or not, he's a great champion. He's got vastly experience. He's been there, done it, time and time again. And with, you know, it must have been really a big challenge to go all the way to his backyard and take him on. And he showed a real gutsy performance. It was probably exhaustion that finished him off in the end, because he's got a decent enough chin, but getting stopped with the jab. But he had him hurt in the 8th, and it looked like he just gassed out trying to get rid of him. But I feel like if he comes back, he makes a couple of changes, a little fine-tuning here and there, he's definitely going to win a world title sooner rather than later. If I was him, I'd maybe look for a rebuilding fight, maybe a domestic clash or something.
Maybe a sparring session. What did you think about the idea that he intends to continue his career without ever sparring in the gym?
Yeah, I don't know how true that could be, sure. And if it is, it's like that. You have to practice your craft, and the closest thing you can ever get to fighting is sparring, and the pad work that they put out, for public sort of to see, isn't pad work either, because he's not putting power punches in, he's not punching really correctly. It's sort of flappy dappy, happy slappy pads. That it's not. I've never really been a fan of. It sometimes it looks good to the camera, but that's about it. So I'm assuming there's more to his game than that, because he throws a wicked left hook. He throws. He's got great adjustment with his feet. You can't just learn that from that little bit of pad work, and you definitely don't learn it from the bag. So he must be doing something, some sparring. So yeah, maybe some sparring. You got to go in there. You got to get hit. You got to bite down your gum shell from time to time, and you got to know what it's like to hit someone hard. So I'm pretty sure if he's not doing it, he definitely needs to make that change.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kovalev doesn't have an easy road ahead of him, although that fight at home was a tough one. He looked great. He got the knockout, and right next up, it seems maybe only in a couple months' time, is going to be Canelo Alvarez. They're talking about that fight as early as November. How do you see him faring against Canelo? And then Canelo stepping up in that weight, could that be a problem?
Well, it will. It'll be something to contend with. I've never stood next to Canelo, so I'm not sure exactly how tall he is. It's always deceiving. He seems really small 1 minute, and then he's in the ring and he seems bigger than the next. But Kovalev, I imagine, is a big light heavyweight. He's going to have to deal with that size. But maybe they know something we don't. The light heavyweight division is thriving, and there's a lot of really good fighters, a lot of really good champions, but they seem to be focused on Kovalev. So maybe they've seen something that they feel that they've got that. Because I can't imagine he plans on staying at light heavyweight. It must just be to nick another belt and maybe come back down to middle. But it seems he's good enough, Canelo, to pick and choose the fights, as it were. November seems a real quick turnaround time. Is it a cash out for Kovalev? I don't know. I hope not. He's been a great champion, so we'll have to wait and see. But I think there's enough quality fights at middleweight, maybe even super middleweight, for Canelo to get stuck into. I don't think he needs to go down that light heavyweight route, but if it happens, I'll be excited. Let's watch it.
Usually I see Carl Froch at these Sky sports events and covering these press conferences, and then I saw you. I'm wondering, is he ducking you today?
Oh no. He's premium. They're premium brand. They get booked for the pay-per-views, and they shop on the night. I mean, I'm still working my way up, isn't I? So I've got to be here for I'm here as part of Team Campbell today. So I'm not working, and if Cole's here or not, I'll soon sniff him out.
I wonder, now that you're past your in the ring career, and like you say, you're getting on the broadcast side, you're doing quite well here today, analyzing fights. What's your relationship like with guys that you had rivalry with before? Once everybody's hung the gloves up, is that stuff over, or is there still a little bit of a edge on that? You never
know. There's sort of there's unspoken conversation that sort of happens. The first time I saw Carl in a long time, we both covered a show at the O2, and I saw his brother before we went in, and me and his brother didn't get on so well back in the day, and his brother came up, killed me with kindness off the bat. I was like, all right, so this is how we're going to do it, and this is how it is. This is much easier in this day and age to get on with people, and the same when I saw Carl. So there's always been that sort of unspoken sort of healthy respect for each other, which we probably never really wanted to admit, even probably to ourselves. But I've always respected him as a fighter, and I respect him pretty much as a pundit from time to time when he calls it how he sees it. So that being said, if he's got the same for me, then we're going to get on. But maybe the same cannot be said for everyone we stumble across. So far it's only been Cole, and so far we're getting on, so I can't say.
Well, it wouldn't be my job if I didn't mention, sounds like I've got a little pundit rivalry going. When he calls it like he sees it, which means sometimes he doesn't. But George, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, man. I think you got a great future on the microphone. Looks like you're enjoying retirement.
That mean I'm getting fat.
You're getting big.
Yeah, I'm thinking
it up. And you got the right hat on for Saturday night. It's a Rocky and Apollo kind of night. Maybe somebody here can shake up the world. You've done it before. You deserve to wear a hat like that because you can be on a hat like that. So it's a pleasure to talk to royalty here in the UK. George Groves, Radio Rahim. Always see you Saturday night at the O2 Arena, man.